Welcome all to my Q&A. This is the third Q&A we've done on the channel. This is going to be full of the most important questions that you guys have asked in the Discord server. And once again, thank you very much for asking questions in the Discord server. I greatly appreciate it. And we're going to be riddling through them today. There's about 40 odd questions, maybe a little less. And I'm going to be going through them as quickly and smoothly as I can. And with that being said, hope you enjoy the video. Why did you start streaming? Honestly, I don't really do anything before streaming, so I just wanted something to do, you know, at night especially. I just wanted to stream just to try it out and just see how it went. That's pretty much it. Pretty much because I was bored is the reason why I started streaming. I feel like most people can relate to that. Just bored one day and started to stream and whatnot, and here we are. Which big streamer would you want to be like in the future? I really like, this is a really easy one, by the way. I'd like to be like RT, honestly. RT Game in the future. He's a massive inspiration for me. Like, his Twitch content is by far my favourite on Twitch and any site. On YouTube as well, his content is easily my favourite there. Like, it's such comfy content, such relaxing content to just, you know, vibe with, just have a nice cup of tea at hand and just watch it. Like, I also like his variety, you know. I think variety is 100% the way to go, but like probably less than 1% actually successfully pull off doing variety. 100%. What is your favourite stream you have done? This is gonna come off as very generic, but there isn't per se a stream which has been my quote-unquote favourite. I've enjoyed a lot of them. There's a lot of them which I have found really enjoyable, but there's not a quote-unquote favourite one. Like, I pretty much like every stream. I think every stream is good, at least. I wouldn't say there's a favourite. I guess maybe the New Year's from 2020. I did quite like that. Because payday and, you know, late night, New Year's, that's fun. And honestly, I'd say on that, I did quite like the Christmas streams last year. You know, dress up as Santa and whatnot. I really enjoyed that, so it probably is one of them. Joe, what is the funniest thing that happened to you on stream that you can remember? God, my memory goes really phased when I get these type of questions. I like when we have the Capagen emotes, like when a song's playing, there's a spammed emotes. I do like seeing them on the screen quite a lot. I do quite like just the random moments where we just talk about stupid stuff, like when we talked about Lethal League the other week. That was quite funny. Just mocked that game to death. Yeah, I'd say just the random moments are the funny ones where it's not really predictable. I guess that City Skyline stream from last week actually, where the school was built in the middle of the road. That was quite funny and was completely random. That was honestly a laugh. What programs do you use to stream? My main recording software for streaming is OBS, just standard OBS. It's better than Streamlabs because it takes up less memory and is less intensive on the PC. And I use Stream Elements alongside OBS. It adds a few extra features and it's a very reliable bot with lots of cool features alongside it. When will you make merch? That's been something I've been thinking about. I think in the future, not yet. I don't think it's really warranted to do it yet. Maybe next year there might be some type of merch, and if so, it'll be like tea holders or something. I don't know. So it's something to do with tea. That'd be quite cool. But yeah, maybe next year. Are you happy with where you are Twitch Rise now? Yes and no. I'm happy with the community. That's the biggest thing. I'm very, very happy with the community that I built on Twitch. I absolutely love you guys, honestly. Like 100%, that is the massive reason why I'm happy with the Twitch at the moment. But then again, I'm also not happy because of it's because of my doing. Just because TF2 is pretty much, you know, pretty much the channel image, like, to an extent. Like, we're pretty much labelled as a TF2 channel, which I am trying to get away from, but probably never will, because it's extremely difficult to start variety. It's damn near impossible if you haven't got a YouTube crowd alongside that. So pretty much It's 50-50, but just because of the community, I'd say yes. I'm more inclined to be happy with where I am right now, but there are some drawbacks which I would like to address in the future. Setup tour when? I might do a video of that actually. If people want a setup tour, I might upload that eventually. Let me know down below in the comments. Be sure to smash that like button and smash the subscribe button if you want to see that. It's not really that impressive though, I'll warn you beforehand. I might just stick a photo in here actually. We'll see. Why Joel the Mole? Why not Joel the Hamster? That is a very good question. Well, I mean, Joel the Hamster does not rhyme, therefore it does not make any sense. I'm a big sucker for rhyming, and Joel the Mole rhymes. Therefore, that is why it's Joel the Mole, not Joel the Hamster. But no, as a real answer to that, Joel the Mole is a nickname I was given a few years ago. And by a few, like over 8-9 years ago. And it stuck. It stuck because it firstly rhymes and it just sounded pretty cool. And it actually gave me a nickname, which I always thought is pretty cool. I've always liked the idea of nicknames. So yeah, that's the proper answer. Now this is a good question. Do you like 8-bit type games? Well, actually no. I don't really like 8-bit type games. I think they look pretty mediocre. Honestly, I've never been a huge fan of the 8-bit art style of like the original Mario and the original Zelda, all that jazz. I've been much more fan of 16-bit onwards, except for 64. Not a fan of that either. I've always thought it looks kind of boring, honestly. Not really my thing. Now this question is, why are you bad at video games? Now this may seem like a joke question, but I'm actually going to give a proper answer here. Like, to be honest with you, I haven't really played PC as much as everyone probably has here. Like, I'm pretty new to the whole PC gaming scene. I'm not used to playing games with a keyboard and a mouse quite yet. Like, I spent like 16, 15 years of my life on Wii and Xbox 360 growing up, and I hardly really played any I didn't play any PC games whatsoever. I always thought they were just a bit too confusing. You know, it's quite daunting looking at a keyboard and, like, you know, having to remember all the controls and whatnot, especially at a younger age. Now you just want to know like the A, X, B, Y buttons. That's super simple to understand. So yeah, I'm still getting used to it all. I'm still not 100% sure on the keyboard. Yeah, so I like to still play with controllers still. I'm much better at controller-based games, like platformers and whatnot. Now, what is the best month? The best month for me personally is December, just because I'm a huge fan of Christmas. I absolutely love, like, that's the feeling of it, honestly. It's from December 1st onwards. Just, it's so jolly. I love feelings when I'm happiest mentally and whatnot as well. It's the happiest time of the year for me. It's 100% December, no question. What are you studying at college? I'm studying level 3 computing. It's got all cybersecurity, got some programming in it. It's honestly really fun. I'm really enjoying college at the moment. It's very calming, and it's nice to not be like pushed around 24/7 like at secondary school, where, you know, the teacher constantly on your back, just, you know, making you do things constantly. So it's really nice just doing something that I really passionately enjoy as well, compared to like doing maths and English and whatnot. Secondary and being forced to do that, even though it's not fun. It's not fun at all. Doing maths and English, you know, with like how many years? 11. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. What's your favourite country outside Britain? This is a very easy one. Iceland. I've always thought Iceland, it looks like one of the prettiest places on the planet, with all the hot springs and whatnot. And I've always loved the look of volcanoes, and that has like a really big one. I think it has a few actually. I can't quite remember. But I've always really liked the look of Iceland. I think it's easily the prettiest place on Earth, and you can also see the Northern Lights, I think, up there, and the Northern Lights look absolutely beautiful. It's 100%. That's my favourite country. What is my favourite film? That's an easy one. Back to the Future. Back to the Future 1. I've said this many times. It's my favourite movie ever made. It's such a fun, relaxing movie to watch. It's pure 80s and 50s. I just love it. I love it so much, and the story is really easy to follow. I don't like when movies like have like a huge story that is very difficult to keep up with and follow. It's like a plain, simple story which you can pretty easily understand, and that portrays it perfectly. Did you know that the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV has a free trial and includes the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Heaven's Wars expansion up to level 60 with no restrictions on playtime? I have. I am sick of hearing it. I'm going to take this as another question now. I don't like RPGs. I find RPGs fairly boring. I've never been a huge fan of the massive story, as I said in a previous question. So it's not my thing at all. I'm not a fan of any of that. The only one I am relatively interested in is Miitopia, which is it's a sort of RPG where you just get to make your own Miis and put them in there, like Barack Obama being the Dark Lord and have your own character being like a cow or something. Like, that's the only one that really interests me. Stuff like the Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy and whatnot. Especially as of late, I come to realise that I don't care at all for any of them. I understand how they can have their appeal, but for me personally, I'm not interested at all in them. Favourite game ever that's not Nintendo or Sonic or Mario? That's hard. I'm gonna go with two. I'm gonna go with GTA 5 and City Skylines, just because I absolutely love sandbox games, and they're both sandboxy in its own way. Like, GTA, you just do whatever you want, just drive about the massive land, and City Skylines, you just build your own city. If I had to pick one of them, I'm leaning more towards Cities, just because it's a lot more of a comfy game. Like, just stick some music on the background and just relax making a cool city. And there's lots of mods for it as well, which adds to the experience, DLC and whatnot. So yeah, one of them two. More Cities though. Ideas on Heavy Update if it comes out. I was expecting this question. It's not a Q&A about at least one TF2 related question. Genuine. Do you know what? I'm not going to give an answer. I genuinely don't care at all about a Heavy Update, and I don't want them to add anything at all. All I want them to do, I've said this before on streams, is bug fixes. Bug fixes, bot fixes, that's it. I couldn't care less for new content at all. Or anything of the sort. No new maps or any of that. Just fix what we currently got, and that should easily squeeze a few more years. And then maybe in the future, once that's done, new content, but it's not needed at all. What's your internet speed look like? My internet speed is on the screen now, if I remember. Kapow somewhere. But it is around 300 to 400, I think. This is probably going to prove wrong, so it's going to be like 1 in the actual video when I do the actual speed test. But it is around 300 to 400, very good speed. Upload ain't the best, but that's okay. Do you have video games on your mobile device? I do. On my mobile device at the moment, I have Angry Birds, I have Among Us, I have Cut the Rope, I have Fruit Ninja, and I have Pac-Man 256. And they're fun, apart from Among Us. They're all very fun. No, that's a lie. Among Us is also fun. What am I on about? Among Us is also fun. So not many games at the moment. Never really been a huge mobile gamer. If you hosted a party, what would the theme be? The theme would probably be 70s disco. I love the way disco looks in the 70s movies. I think disco just looks so much fun. It's dancing to like Staying Alive and all that jazz. It looks really, really cool, and I'd 100% love a party like that. Will you ever try Terraria? This is a good question. I'm gonna answer this like I'm gonna answer any of that will you ever try question. Maybe. I'll only try a game if I'm desperately wanting to see what it's like at a certain point. Like, at the end of the day, that's how I want to roll. I just want to, if I want to play the game, I'll play it. If I don't, I won't. like to answer this specific question, Terraria's always sort of interested me. Well, there's been nothing like grabbing me about it, but it's always been something which has been in the back of my mind. Yeah, but that's about as far as it's ever been in my mind, just at the back. Yeah. Did you get a PC yet? I have got a PC. It arrived, I think, 2 weeks ago now, from the time of recording this little bit, which is the 14th of September. But yeah, I had it for our PC. If you want to know the specs, it is a AMD Ryzen 5. AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, and the graphics card is Radeon RX 6600 XT, and the RAM is 16 GB. And that's gotta wrap it up for today. I appreciate all the questions once again. I'm sorry I didn't get to answer all of them. There were a lot of joke questions and whatnot, and I wanted to answer the main core, mainstream, important questions which people had to ask. So I hope I've answered your questions as best as I can. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Expect more YouTube content very soon. And with that being said, I'll catch you all later in a bit.